All right, what's up everybody? I'm using a new software program here, and so I hope the video works out well. Let's see here. Let me click, let's see, so I've got 20 people. I want to see if everybody can hear me. I want to turn off my web pages there. Turn on the comments. All right, cool. Everybody's here, and so it begins. All right, so I got this cool new software program where I can have people that if I call them on Skype, I can put them on the screen here, and it'll be like, you know, split screen. I can do 5 people, I believe. I can do like 4 via Skype, and then another person, port them in from another thing. I can connect this stream to go to 30 different social media platforms, and so I'm really excited because I wanted to change up. I felt like the YouTube platform was okay, but I like this one better. It's pretty easy setup. And so I've got little Sierra right here. She's just laying down in the truck topper. We're just kind of hanging out and just relaxing. And so with Sierra, what's going on is I noticed 2 days ago that when she would go to the bathroom, at the end of it there would be a lot of blood. And so I'm gonna go into Salida tomorrow, and I'm gonna go ahead and get her into a vet. I called a vet yesterday and talked to them a little bit, and they just said that, you know, it could be a urinary tract infection, but she's not showing the signs of a urinary tract infection. So I'm worried about you know, her well-being. So we'll see what the doctors or what the vet has to say. But let me see if I can turn off the notification here. Sound effects. I don't know how this is doing this. So this is a new software program, so I don't know it very well, and I'm going to connect my other webcam next time. I just didn't have time to hook it up this time. But the other webcam is 1080, and this one's 720 that's built into the MacBook. So it's not the best, and also the lighting in here isn't the best right now. Oh, let me turn off the email so that we don't get done with that. Okay, I'm turning that off. Okay, so back to Sierra. So I noticed that when she was going to the bathroom, that at the end of it, she has a lot of blood in her urine. And so what we're gonna do is like I said, tomorrow we're gonna head to Salida. I'm gonna break down camp here and head north. I'm down in southern Colorado right now. I'm just kind of right above Taos, just right on the Colorado-New Mexico line. And we're going to drive it to Salida. There's a good vet up there that I've gone to before, and they've seen her a bunch, so they've got our medical record history. So we're going to go there, and hopefully, you know, hopefully it's just like maybe just like the start of a urinary tract infection, because if it is, that's a simple fix. I mean, it's just some antibiotics, and then they do a lot of tests. Like I talked to the vet on the phone, she was telling me they do a lot of tests with like blood tests and then a stool sample, all those different things to see what sort of infection is bothering her. But it's something inside of her urinary tract and that whole system. So the bad thing is that when it gets to the point to where there's blood in the urine, the doctor was like, yeah, it's an infection and it can spread to other organs, so you got to come in pretty quick. So we're going to do that. So anyway, to get to some questions here. All right, let's see here. Love your upgrades. Thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, these upgrades are awesome. Josh, yeah, she's been spayed. I had her spayed as soon as I got her, and so she's not in heat or anything like that. And it seems like she's starting to get a lot of eye boogers, like eye pus, and so I'm thinking there's some sort of infection in her somewhere. And so we're just gonna get that squared away tomorrow, and I want to get up there as soon as possible. So I've already started packing tonight to head out, and then we're just gonna head out first thing in the morning, because there's no reason to drive up there tonight and then unpack and camp and then pack up again and then go to the vet. So we're gonna do that. And so Katie, thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, we'll get through it. We'll tough it out. And like in my regard, I've been feeling like crap all week. I think I ate something when I was down in Del Norte that had gluten in it, because I don't feel well at all. Like my stomach is killing me. Oops, look out there, girl. My stomach's killing me right now. And let me change the router, because I think that's going to increase the video quality here. There's a better spot for the router. But I think that I know, baby girl, you're a good girl. Just lay down right here. Go ahead, lay down. Go ahead, girl, lay down right here. So, yeah, gray shirt. It's much easier to pack up now with the truck with all the upgrades, because I've got it organized differently out here, and then I can carry stuff. Let's see, time for a shot. Yeah, so yeah, it's working out well. I love all the upgrades. It's really great being out here, and then when I've got, like, I'm on these 4x4 trails and I air down my tires to 20 psi, and then I can pop them back up with that air compressor that I have, which is real nice. So I'm stoked about that. And yeah, Alexandria definitely can have allergies, and Sierra does have allergies, but we've never had a problem with blood in her stool. And the problem is there's a lot of it. I mean, I would say like half of the bladder is like, you know, normal urine, and then the other half is blood, and so it's a lot of stuff. So I'm hoping that it's not bad. I mean, I haven't really slept much, but myself, like I said, I think I had something with gluten in it, and it just, my stomach just went back to where it was just in knots all week, all weekend. It's in knots right now. I mean, like, it's kind of hard walking around and stuff like that, so I've been kind of laying low. And so yeah, so we'll get her squared away, and then after that we're gonna get me squared away too, because I've finally got that appointment with the GI specialist down in Salida. So that's not gonna happen until next month, but at least I'm getting in. I mean, they're not there very often. The Heart of the Rockies Medical Center out there, they have the GI specialists come in, but they only come in a couple times a month. And so I'm gonna be yeah, Kevin, I'll definitely keep you all posted with how things are going. It's just crazy. I'm just I never expected to have any sort of health problems like this. Like, I've always been in good health, and I've never had any issues with anything really other than just allergies. But you know, it's just life, and I think it just caught up with me, and just had too much wheat in my system, and that's when I just finally had the total breakdown of my small intestine. So, but I'm putting weight back on, which is good. I'm up to about almost 150. I'm like 155.5, so I'm almost at 156. And so what's that? See, 17 pounds now since the ER visit, so that's good. So I'm happy about that. And the good thing is before my stomach started bothering me again with this gluten stuff, you know, I was feeling pretty good, and I was getting my energy levels back, and Sierra and I were hiking every day like we normally do. And then once that gluten thing hit, it just knocks you down to where it kind of feels like your stomach and your just like your whole gut section is flexed, and then you like, you eat food and it just makes you just sick to your stomach, like you just feel horrible. And so, you know, I just got to be more mindful about the gluten stuff. And there's some other things too that still bother me, like sugar and dairy. And so I'm thinking that maybe I have like a leaky gut too, because those are things that happen after your gut biome gets out of whack. But it's just crazy because it's like, it just kind of sucks, you know, because I'm so used to being active, and then I had to spend the day today and yesterday and day before and day before that just kind of chilling at my truck. So see. It's Kevin, yeah. I know, I need to get it. So let's see. Craig, you got 175 pounds. That's awesome, dude. Hey, Craig, if you want to do that call, I could try to call you real quick. I don't know if your computer's set up, but I definitely wanted to see if we could do that call. So let me know when your computer's set up, and I'll call you from Skype, and it's supposed to automatically import you into this software program, which I think is pretty cool. So no, I don't have any kombucha on me currently, only flans, but I do get that when I go to the health food store. So let's see, Coleman, are you ready? Yeah, I'm online. Okay, cool. Let me call you and see if it works. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is this software program allows me to link my Skype with somebody who is you know, somebody wants to get on this live stream with us here. So I'm gonna call Craig, and I'm gonna put my headphones on. I hope that doesn't mess up the audio here, but we'll put them on here and we'll see. Let me see if this works. All right, anybody there? You can hear me? Okay, cool. All right, let me go over to Skype, and I'm gonna call Craig, and then it's supposed to just automatically import him in. Let's see. Let me do call, video call. All right, we're trying here. What's up, buddy?
Hey man, how you doing?
Good. Are you let's see, where's the video at? Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying
there you are. Haha,
I
nice.
look like a creeper over here.
Nah, you're good, man.
Hold on,
Your camera's way better than mine. Let's see, is it coming up on the
Yeah,
stream? Is it on the stream? Oh, here it is. I gotta pop it up there. There it is. Okay, there you are.
I had to shut off your your YouTube feed because it was a lag or something like that. But
yeah, I noticed about
yeah,
a 3 second lag when I talk, and then it shows up on the screen.
good to be on the Brian show here. Let's see. I can't like Rue can't hear you, but let's get the little dude out.
Rue,
what's up?
what's up,
Bruce dog?
What's up, Rue?
He is, yeah, he's doing well. He's doing really, really well. Aren't you, Rue? Oh, is that Brian?
What's up, Rue?
Is that Brian?
What's up, buddy?
Yeah.
He's looking around.
I
He's
have
like, what's going on?
I have my earbuds. Yeah, he's zonked out right next to me. He's like, I'm not having any of this. It was way past my bedtime.
Oh yeah, definitely. I bet he was super stoked when you rolled into the house. Okay, sorry about that. I obviously don't know what I'm doing with this thing. So, sorry. I was trying to get Craig on, and for some reason it locked up the program, and I don't know what's up with that. So, sorry about the little delay there. I'll figure this out, this program, and then we'll come back and revisit it. So, sorry about that, Craig. I apologize for cutting out on you there, but the screen ended up it ended up freezing on me, and I couldn't see you, and so anyway. So but back to this, what we're doing here, Sierra. Like I said, we're going tomorrow to Salida to go ahead and get her squared away, and then I'm just gonna stick around that area. I mean, because like that's where I've got better access to healthcare up there. So if something comes up in my stomach and I need to get out there or go visit the doctors, then it's right around the corner from where I'll be camping. And there's some good stuff on Monarch Pass. There's actually some really nice campsites up there and some lakes that I could hit up that I could fly fish that I haven't had a chance to fly fish this year. So I'll probably go do that this week. I mean, obviously take care of Sierra first, and then we'll go up to the Monarch Pass and like, you know, go fly fishing. There's some greenback cutthroats up there, and for those that are not familiar, greenback cutthroats, they actually are they're like the granddaddy of all the trout that are here in Colorado. So yeah, Craig, I definitely think you should plug back in YouTube with now that your training's done, and people want to see that OTR stuff for sure. So but yeah, so things have been kind of dicey here. I mean, like, you know, if you saw the videos that I did when I was winter camping, I jammed it out during that time, and I was just continually filming and just editing every day and trying to post up and all that stuff. And I think I kind of wore myself out with that. And then with the celiac thing kicking in and me getting kind of knocked down a little bit from that, I was just worn out all week. And Sierra's not sleeping very well because at nighttime she starts to pant real heavy and all those things. And so you know, she's been keeping me up a little bit, which is fine. I mean, I'd rather be right next to her in case something happens, and I don't mind not getting sleep. But I've just been kind of tired, and so I'm really looking forward to getting a handle on all these health issues. So, oh hey, what's up, Vaughn? Thanks, man. What's up with Sierra? She's just got blood in her urine, so we need to go get it figured out. And she's not showing the same characteristics of like a UTI because she's not going to the bathroom a lot, and she's not like, you know. She's just not showing she doesn't have any vomiting, she's not like drinking a bunch of water, but she does have blood in her urine, so the doctor thinks that there might be an infection in one of her organs. So we're just going to get that squared away and go from there. So let's see, I had a question here just a second ago. BM Savage Way. Oh, thanks for telling me about my truck. Looks nice. I am really pleased with the way that everything turned out with those. Let's see, I'm going to move these comments over here. I'm really pleased with the way everything turned out with the truck upgrades, because like, let's see, the wind outside. So why don't we go out and we'll walk around the truck real quick, and I'll show you kind of how the upgrades work here. And then also too, I'll show you the incredible view that we have out here. Come on, Sierra, let's come over here. Sierra's gonna jump out. All right, so this is the rear bumper that I have, and it swings out. There's a little pivot right here where you pull it up and you can swing it out, and it's really solid because there's no rattling whatsoever when I'm on trails. So it's like everything back here that was welded on is really nice. And oh, the topper easy lift, yeah, I thought about that, but I mean, I just make it myself if I did a topper easy lift, because I can get actuators and all that stuff for cheap. I don't need to pay $2,500 for that. So, but let's go over here. I want to show you the view real quick of where we're camping. So these two trees right here, these two, those are perfect to hang a hammock in between, and then you just get to hang out here all day, just kind of chilling and looking out over the valley. And we've got mountains right over here. There's a bunch of hunters back up in this area right now. So there's a bunch of hunters back over there. And then looking down this way, it's a really great view. And I caught some incredible sunrises the other morning here. So I've got some good video of that, which I'll put in the next video. But that's kind of the view from camp. And so just looking around here, and the sunset's right over there. And then we've got our truck right back here. And so this is one of my really really favorite campsites, just due to the fact that, like, you know, I've got direct line of sight into the valley over here, and my internet connection is blazing fast. I uploaded that video yesterday to YouTube. It was a 2.5 gig video, and I uploaded it in 20 minutes. And so I was just a step too far from the router. Sorry. Let me come back. All right, is that better? Hopefully you guys can see me now. I think I may have stepped a little too far away from the router. But anyway, so up here, oh, I didn't show you guys. I got the Dometic fridge. Let me show you the Dometic fridge real quick. This thing's awesome. And thanks to James from Patreon who bought my other one. So Dometic ended up, it's funny. So like I talked to Dometic the first part of this year, and they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna send you a fridge. And then I just kind of we lost touch, and I hadn't talked to them for a couple months. Then all of a sudden a fridge arrives at my friend's house. So like, and it was addressed to me. So I'm like, oh, that's great. So this is the fridge right here. It's the Dometic CFX 45. It's a little bit bigger than my other fridge, and I'm glad to have the extra space because I need more room to carry more food. Just because the options that I have with you know, or the food options, I got to carry more stuff to eat. So in the back here, the couple of things that I like about this, let me pull this out, is they updated the front here. Oh, whoops! I didn't realize that wasn't even shut all the way. But they updated the front of the display here. So the display itself is really easy to read. I've got a nice USB thing here too, and so if I wanted to, I've got a little lamp that I can plug in there, and then I can put up over the top here and really see inside. And then when you look on the interior here, you know, it carries a lot of food in here. So I'm really pleased to have that much space to have, you know, the ability to carry a bunch more stuff, because I've found that I need to carry like 5 or 6 items per meal that are that's non-gluten in order for me to have like a full meal. So yeah, the upper control arms, Kevin, you're spot on with that, dude. These upper control arms are sick. These things are so good for rolling around. And so this replaced the old upper control arms and gives an inch more of travel, or I'm sorry, inch and a half more of travel. And these are from JBA Off-Road. So JBA made these specifically for the Toyota Tacoma, the Toyota Tundra. Let's see. No, I'm sorry. Toyota Tacoma, and I think the Sequoia. I think there's like a first gen or second gen Sequoia that it fits on. I think it also fits on the T100. And so, but yeah, I'm really pleased, Kevin, with that fridge. It's really nice. And then over here, the functionality of my tailgate, you know, coming out at like this. I have the computer right now inside the topper, and so. When I jump out in the morning, I can just easily flip this up, make coffee. You know, it's really simple, get things going. I've got it to where on the back, I've got a propane cord, and so, or a hose. And so once I'm able to get the mount on right here, which goes right there, the propane tank mount, then I'll have a 5-pound propane tank right here, one of the big ones that I can just link over there. And the nice thing about that too is if I wanted to, I could hook it up to like a buddy heater and run a little small heater as well in the wintertime, like in the topper if it gets really cold. But those buddy heaters in such a small space, I mean, it warms it up so quick. So have you camped on the East Coast yet? No, I haven't camped on the East Coast yet. Last time I camped on the East Coast was when I was in high school. Or I'm sorry, in college. I slept out on the beach in Narragansett Beach in Rhode Island. Let's see, I never understood why they... Yeah, I mean, like, I understand they've got a little one on the interior, but sometimes you can have your food cover up that light on the interior, and then you can't see in. So you get, you know, like if you got like a bunch of stuff in there, it kind of covers it up. So are you storing food for shortages? Yeah, I've got a little bit here, but I've kind of gone through a lot of it. So what I typically do is I'll I'll get like, you know, canned goods, and I'll store them down here. And I've got different like soups and different canned goods down here, and I've got some organic vegetables and stuff like that all canned up, and some tuna, some like polecat tuna that's organic, and some different things, and some chicken of the sea and all that stuff. So, you know, I'm having that just in case if there's any shortages and stuff like that. And the reason why I want to get these truck upgrades done is I want to get them done before the election, because, I mean, who knows what's going to happen? America's kind of crazy right now. So let's see here. What else have we got here? Hope you and Sierra start feeling better. Shows me. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Let's see. Carbon monoxide. Yeah, carbon monoxide's bad, but I mean, obviously you vent the windows in there. I need to figure out something like that for my truck. Dude, I tell you what, this bumper, this is the best addition that I've ever made to my truck, because the problem is with the slide out extension here is I negate having the truck bed. So I used to work on my truck bed all the time, but you know, without having the truck bed, now having this over here with like the drop down table, and it's super sturdy because it's on these metal cords, and so it's good to go. But I mean, it holds a bunch of weight, and it's like basically my workspace now, so that's cool. And then up front here, let me show you the well, I've got both switches underneath here for the locker. So I've got the locker right here, which that's for the rear differential to make sure both tires roll at the same time, and then here's the compressor up front. And like, I wonder if my battery's dead. My battery's been going dead lately. I wonder why. I think I just need to get a new one. But that compressor's nice under the hood, because then I'm able to air up my tires and all that stuff. And let's see, what else did I do? Oh, I had the sliders put on. So these sliders are these can support the weight of my truck right here. And so this rail right here, I can basically get on a rock and just roll. And then these are all, this is welded into my frame. And so we've got that on. And then of course the snorkel over there, which helps for better air quality intake. Sierra girl, where'd you run off to? Come here, sweetie. She's kind of running around, but I want to get back in the topper here. We're just going to start getting cold. The wind is really starting to pick up again, because we got a storm coming in tomorrow. There's supposed to be some rain kind of off and on. That's we're going to do. That BM Savage riding, yeah, that was my whole motivation behind it, was to just stay out of town as long as possible. And you know, with carrying extra gas back here with the jerry can carrier, you know, hey, come on, Sierra, come over here, girl. Let's get you inside. Come here. Come on. Come here. All right, you're gonna see Sierra come in the truck topper here. Hang on one second. Come here, girl. Let me see you. I know you're just a happy girl. Oh boy. And we're getting back in. All right, there you go, sweetie. I know. Okay, so I've noticed in low light that the webcam on the computer is extremely subpar. So, thank you. Good luck from Kuwait. Welcome to the live stream here. So, all right, let's see. How are you doing mentally and emotionally? You know, I'm doing good. I mean, COVID out here, it hasn't really affected us. I mean, we're just kind of hanging out and we're doing our thing, and we've been socially distancing for like literally 5 years, so it's no big deal for us. And so the only thing I noticed is, like, you know, getting all these truck parts in. I started ordering these parts in February. They just came in two weeks ago. So stuff like that was what I was noticing, was that getting supplies is starting to dwindle, and the supply chains for all this stuff is like, it's kind of breaking down, because a lot of these parts will have like specialty parts from other countries, and you just can't get them. So, you know, it's kind of the way it is. But yeah, I've actually got that Logitech C920. I'm just not using it tonight. That's a good one though. Let's see what else. Oh, and then as far as doing mentally and emotionally, I mean, you know, it's not, I'm used to living this way, so I'm fine. The forest fires, unfortunately, those happen every fall. So, like, you know, at the end of the summer when things get real dry and hot, it's just like you'll get rolling thunder or rolling lightning, like dry lightning, and that's what started up all these fires out here. So, oh, that's cool. I didn't know that, Kevin. Let's see, but is there a add to broadcast? There it is. Hey, cool. I didn't know to do that. So I can highlight. So what I'll do is I'll highlight people when I'm like responding to the question. So that way you know what I'm talking about, because I want to make sure that I get back to everybody. It was kind of hard sometimes because there's a lot of people. that comment, but I'll try to get back to everybody. Yeah, I'm looking forward to cooking videos this winter because I'm really excited for all the new type of food that I'm cooking, so I'm definitely going to do that. Yeah, everything got super slow. Yeah, I think it was just you know, a lot of companies were trying to figure out like how many employees they wanted to keep on staff, and I think shipping obviously got messed up in some areas, and so you know, these are on fire. Let's see, cool. Let's see what everything got super slow. So all right, cool. We're caught up on comments here. I don't know how to. Oh, okay, there it goes. So I'm learning how to do all this stuff here, but I don't know exactly how to do this software program yet. But I'm going to learn it because what I want to do eventually, what I would love to do is invite people onto the live streams here, like my other nomad friends, and talk to them. And then during the winter time, what I would really like to do, and I want to talk to the folks about this, but I want to do I want to do the live stream with like Baron and Elsa when they're in their scamp. I want to be in my tent. I want Phil to be in his camper, and then if wherever Craig's at in his OTR truck, and all that stuff, and then we can all come on here together and just talk. And I think that'd be super fun to do. So, Jack, no, I know a bunch of people are doing a Forester. So those are great vehicles because you can lay out, you can take out those back seats, lay down that whole area, and put a big bed back there. And then when you roll up to camp, you don't have to get out like I do in order to access your bedding area. So that's cool. 321. What is a Forester? It's a type of Subaru. And those actually are really good. Those are good vehicles back here. Craig to the rescue for supply chain issues. That's awesome. Hey, I don't know if y'all caught one of our podcasts recently, but I was talking with Craig when we were chatting about his OTR trucking, and I'm actually going to join him on the road and do a whole video series about what it's like to be OTR trucking. And it's going to be all about Craig and Rue and then the lifestyle, hanging out in like these truck stops and just going to different areas of the country and just you know, just experiencing that life. So I'm really looking forward to checking that out. It's gonna be fun. I've been following the Australian Fire as well, 5-10 years, and they're getting. Oh, that's good. They're getting. Let's see, I have a Ford Expedition. Those Ford Expeditions are awesome. My friends from Alaska, Valerie and Ben, who own the Alaska Shake Up Lemonade stand, that they toured the country for like 3 years, went to all these different concert and festivals and all that stuff, and just made lemonade the whole time they were there. And they did it in an expedition and loved it. So the podcast. Oh, okay. So the podcast is named Nomad Ramblings: Conversations from the Road. So let me put this up in the comments here. Nomad Ramblings. Conversations from the Road. And we've got about 65 episodes on there, and so we talk about everything, and it's awesome. And I hosted with Craig, and we just talk about whatever's hitting at the time. Our most recent podcast, we did Craig interviewed me about my video mentality and kind of like my thought process behind putting together these videos for YouTube as a content creator, because I hit 100K subs, you know, a couple weeks ago, or last weekend, I guess it was. So we posted that up, and then the one before that, I actually interviewed Craig about his OTR experience. So we have a good time out there, and we're looking forward to doing a lot more podcasts now that Craig's out of training. Now we can connect a bunch more and get going. So. Angelina, no, I don't ever camp in the Aspen area, and it's not because it's too cold. It's just I just don't go over there. It's a lot of people in the Roaring Fork River Valley, and I typically like to stay away from people, so I tend to stick to the less populated areas. But I do go to Aspen for live shows back when there were live shows. The Belly Up there is really good for live music. They have tons of bands that come through, and Buckethead always goes through there, so I want to see them. So Alan, I really love the KO2s. They're a good tire. Previously to this, I ran Pro Comp Extremes mud tire, and then I ran Toyo Open Country mud tire. And those are great tires, but they're a lot louder than the BF Goodrich KO2s. Some people talk about the BF Goodrich KO2s and say they have chunking that happens on them to where like you hit a rock and part of the tread comes off. I've never had that, so it may happen like on a one-off deal here and there, but I've never had experience with that. And they do great off trail too. They've got a real nice tread pattern on them. So let's see. What else have we got here? Has it ever been too cold out there? No, it's never been too cold. I mean, I've had one night where it was negative 20 is it negative 27 or 26? And the wind chill was negative 34. But I had my wood stove with my tent, and I was fine. So I've never bailed because of the weather. So the only time I bailed was actually, I did bail one time when I was above tree line and there was thunder and lightning, and I was like, I don't want to get struck by lightning up here, so I had to head out. So, all right, let's see. What else have we got? Have you ever been too cold out? So BM Savage. No, I haven't had that. The wintertime is obviously when it's the coldest, and I'm usually in my big tent with the wood stove. I have done some winter camping in the truck here, and I had one night where it was down to 17 degrees, but it was still 55 inside my chart topper because I kept it warm with an electric blanket. And so if you can keep your battery warm, like your lithium-ion battery warm, then you can power your deal all night long. So. We're into open country. Oh, okay, yeah. That's what I'm. What model is your Dometic? So the Dometic is this is the new Dometic CFX 40 CFX 345. So they're adding all these CFX 345. Let me put this up here for you, and I'll show you the link. So I like it. The compressor. I've noticed the compressor on this one is quieter than the other one, and so. They've made some updates, some upgrades to it, and so here's the link for the Dometic fridge that I just got. But it's great. I mean, I plugged it in. It was like 75 degrees when I plugged it in, and then when I was unloading my big tent in my storage container, and I got done unloading it. It was literally like 5 minutes, and I went back and it was already 33 degrees, and I thought that's amazing. So let's see. Ready for another set. Oh, okay, yeah, I don't know. I wonder if they do use a different rubber compound. I'll have to talk to them about that and see. I'm going to camp in Aspen in winter. Hope don't freeze. Yeah, got a little. Yeah, you should be okay in Aspen. I don't think it's too bad over there for the winters. I mean, it gets cold, but not too cold. And if you've got any sort of heat source or a wood stove or something like that, along with the tent, you're fine in the winter out here. Yeah. So, Mike, yeah, I need to get back to you on that. I would say Leadville or Crested Butte is your best bet. But I did look at the forecast, the extended forecast for Crested Butte, and they're not getting the cold weather like they normally do. But Leadville is. Like if you look at the long-term forecast for Leadville, they're already starting to get down freezing at night. And so I would think, if you're coming up mid-month in October, I would say definitely either Leadville. I'd say Leadville first, but check Crested Butte because look at these freak snowstorms that roll through there. And the nice thing about Crested Butte is when every other place in Colorado is getting like 4 inches of snow, Crested Butte will get like 6 feet. So they get a massive amount of snow there, and it's usually pretty cold year round. So, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot to click on the comment to make it go away. Sorry about that, everybody. Thanks, Kevin. I'm up here just answering questions, just kind of chatting. So, thanks, Real Vinny Van. Yeah, things are going good. I'm just I'm hanging in there with the celiacs, and I ate something funny a couple days ago, and it threw me off, but I'm just laying low. And Sierra's got some sort of infection because she's got a bunch of blood in her urine, so we're gonna get that taken care of tomorrow. So I'm excited to see what's been troubling her and get her all squared away. Because I can tell with her, like, her energy level isn't up as much either. So like my energy level's low, her energy level's low. We've been sitting around a bunch of camp and not really doing much. So, but I'm excited for us to get feeling better because I started out the season, I was feeling pretty good, was doing a bunch of fishing, and then got knocked down again with the celiacs. And so it's just crazy how this stuff really affects you. It really, really, really knocks you down. So, but just to give you an idea of my plans for the next month, I'm going to take care of these issues with Sierra. We're going to get everything squared away. On the 19th of October, my truck goes back in the shop for a few more mechanical upgrades. And yeah, I don't know if this is getting bright or not. But the truck's getting a few more mechanical upgrades, and then we're gonna hit the road. I want to camp. I've got my friend Jen coming into town from the East Coast right after that weekend after the 19th, and then after that I'm gonna head to Arizona and go hang out with some friends on an off-grid ranch and kind of do that stuff. All right, let's answer some questions here. What new items are you looking to add to your gear? Well, for my truck, it's just basically like upgraded brakes, things like that. But as far as gear for my own personal self, I'm good on my own personal gear at the moment. I'll probably get some more winter clothing, like some more base layers and mid layers this year for winter camping, because I'm running kind of low on those. Running the wood stove that I have, a lot of times I won't put on my stove gloves, and I'll be like, oh, I got this, and I'll just stick my hand in there with like just some regular gloves and not stove gloves and move it around. But I'll get my sleeves on those base layers. Sometimes I'll accidentally hit like the side of the opening when I'm doing that, and it melts them immediately. And so those have a bunch of holes in them now. So I'm gonna get a bunch of new stuff with that, and I should be good to go. Let's see. Do you ever think you would have rather rigged out a bigger truck? You know, Joe, there's drawbacks and positives to having this truck. I mean, the positive is I have spots I can go to that I can barely get through. Like literally, I'm going through. I got my mirrors in. I'm barely sliding through, and I can barely get back in there. And so I do like the fact that it's small, but the problem of being small is, you know, obviously I have less space to live in, and so that's been the whole process of me figuring out how to make this truck work. And, you know, having the swing out back is nice. I can carry more stuff on there. I don't have to have it in the cab of the truck or in the topper area. So that's all good. So let's see. Summer crowds slowing down now. Yeah, summer crowds are slowing way down. At least in the areas that aren't close to Denver. The areas that are close to Denver just get hammered because there's so many people. But the areas that are about 2 hours away from there and further, you're good to go. So it's not nearly as crowded. And like each week I'm seeing more and more people leave, and I'm also seeing people that aren't prepared for winter off. So let's see here. This thing's still here. All right, cool. We're good. Just wondering if the live stream came up and flashed at me, and I wonder what was going on. But other than that, so like I said, I'm doing those truck repairs, getting Sierra taken care of, getting the mechanical stuff taken care of, and then I'm hitting the road, which I'm happy about because I've literally been tethered to Colorado all summer waiting for these truck parts to come in. I originally thought they were going to come in June, so we had a June thing scheduled, you know, a June appointment scheduled. Then we had a July appointment scheduled. Then we had to go to August, and then it was September, and so it was just kind of crazy with all the delays with that. But I'm frustrated because I wanted to roll up around and check out a bunch of new spots this summer, and unfortunately, just with being tethered here, I couldn't do it. So come to Michigan, yeah, Jacqueline, I got to get up there one of these days, go to the UP. So I definitely want to check out the Upper Peninsula. But, you know, would you recommend the longer Tacoma bed? Yeah, I mean, the longer Tacoma's bed's good. If you have like Craig Coleman's setup where he's got the access cab with the long bed on the Tacoma, that's awesome. I mean, Craig's setup is amazing. So, I mean, I like his because he can stealth camp anywhere. So, to Brad, just to give you a heads up of what's happening with Sierra, she's just got a bunch of blood in her urine, and so I'm gonna get her squared away. So, let's see. Do you ever make it up to Black Hills? Well, I'm actually going to go up there in November, Andrew. So I just applied for my South Dakota license plate, and then I'm going to get residency established in South Dakota and transfer my business up there. So let's see. Have I had any recent encounters with people? Let me put this up here. I haven't had any strange encounters with people or creatures as of late, but I did have that incident where where I thought it was like literally I think it's a Sasquatch that was throwing it at me. And that what's crazy is like after that happened and after I put it out there that I was experienced that, I started looking into it a little bit, and there's been a bunch of reports in that same area, kind of up by the Leadville area and all that stuff, and they're all in the wilderness areas, and that's where I was. So, you know, I don't want to have another experience like that. I'd like to just have more like, you know, just black bears and mountain lions and stuff like that, because it's cool to see them from afar, and I kind of know what to expect with those. But you know, when you see something that you don't know and it's running through the forest super fast and throwing boulders at you, you're just like, I want to get the fuck out of here. So, pardon my language, but I didn't go back in the forest for a month after that experience. So let's see. 24. Oh yeah, Angelina, I've had that too on 24 and also on 285. All the people that are driving like crazy. So it's I had a gal go around a semi truck going over a pass, and I was coming up the pass this way, and I came around and she was she was coming straight at me, and I was like, oh crap! And right about that time, I was able to swerve, and just at that time there was like a shoulder for me to go on. If there would have been a shoulder there, I would have had to slam her because it would have been a semi the other time. So it's just like stuff like that. I'm like, man, it's just crazy. So yeah, bears and lions for sure. And then also too, I love like seeing coyotes and deer and elk and moose. That's so much fun. So yeah, Jill, I didn't believe in Bigfoot until I saw that stuff, and then now I'm like, well, there's something out there. I don't know what it is, but it's not normal. So I'm gonna take off this comment here. Yeah, but to real Vinny, I would pass on the Sasquatch too. I mean, I don't ever want to ever have experience with something I don't know about. It's like you at least want to kind of have a pulse on something back here. So yeah, so let's see. What is the best way to get a South Dakota plate? So Vaughn, so what I'm doing, you don't have to do a state inspection. Yeah, you can actually do it via the mail. So I'm putting together a like a whole blog post about this. So once I publish that, I'll make sure that I post it up so that you can do it. But it's cheap. It's like $25 a year for registration. It's totally legit. So yeah, I know. Bigfoot through rocks. It was a crazy morning. I'll have to, if you go back through my channel, it was like over wintertime last year, last December when I posted that video up. And yeah, and up in Washington State and also in Oregon, there's like people up there like, oh yeah, it's just known, So let's see. Oh, hey, Carla. How you doing? So, but yeah, that was a weird experience. But luckily, I haven't had any bad experiences with that. We have had a bunch of coyotes come around here about camp. And the other morning, I woke up and I looked out the window just right here, and I looked out, and there were like 10 of them standing right on the ridge right there, kind of just looking around. And I think coyotes are pretty cool. So as long as they don't mess with Sierra, then I'm happy. So Netherlands, yep, Netherlands has had the stuff up there, and then also Pikes Peak and Longs Peak has had Sasquatch stuff. So I think it's only a matter of time before either a carcass is found or they, end up getting something on film, because there's so many people out now that are going in the backcountry. So don't roads is really good. Nomadic porcupine. I've had good experience with that. And the only thing is like the suspension is a little stiff, which is great for overlanding because you're carrying a ton of gear, but the front of it was just really bad. And so that's where those control arms really help out when I'm going on trails. I can go on trails now that I used to have to go poke along like 5 miles an hour. Now it's like just breeze through them. So it's nice. So let's see here. What else have we got here for questions? Do you have any plans for another vehicle, like a bigger truck with a camper or van? To Cole, yeah, eventually I'll probably get a different vehicle. I'm going to keep this vehicle forever. I might as well. I've got it built out the way I want. But I do like those Tundras that have the deeper bed, the first-gen Tundras, the deeper bed, like 6 inches deeper, so you can put a platform back there and still have storage underneath and have plenty of room to sit up with a high-rise topper. Something like that. Or maybe even get like a old-school International Scout and do something fun with that. Because I love those International Scouts. And I've got a new sponsor coming on to where it's the Children's Hospital in Vanderbilt, and it's we're doing a thing for them to where it's through Omaze again, and they're giving away a 1973 International Scout 2 that's been completely restored and $20K in cash. And so that'll be posted up here probably within the next 2 to 3 weeks. Then I'll have that video up. So let's see. So Under Siege, an 09 Chevy Silverado, recommendation on getting a 4x4 conversion. I don't know how much those cost. I've only seen vans, so I don't know how much the trucks cost for a 4x4 conversion. So, and the Jeeper Creeper, no, I kept the same shocks. I was gonna upgrade the shocks, but after doing this, I realized I don't need to upgrade. I was gonna do the Radflow shocks, but those are kind of expensive. They're like $1,900 just for the two of them, but they're adjustable. They're the type that you can adjust when you get on trails. And so I was gonna get those, but then after getting these upper control arms, there's legitimately no need for that, so I don't need to spend money on that. So, and then for Andrew, yeah, it's definitely nice for the RVers and snowbirds, and then also to the expats. I mean, you go into Mexico and all the expats have South Dakota plates. It's kind of funny. You're like, there's not that many South Dakota people down here, So that is small, but Candace Hughes. Oh, that's cool. William, I think a lot of people are starting to look outside of Colorado. Yeah, I agree with you, William. It's just too crowded here. It's just like it's crazy for it's crazy just how many people are coming here, and the state of Colorado just keeps promoting more and more tourism, which I understand that like that's where they get a lot of revenue from, but at some point you got to think like it's full. I mean, there's areas that I went to this summer to try to camp, and I keep on going back to the same areas just to see if I had a certain campsite open, and then was just inundated all summer. So let's see. Well, yeah, northern Colorado is pretty good. Poudre Canyon's okay. It can get pretty crowded though, especially when there's shows going on at the Mish. But if you get back up there a little bit and kind of get past like Walden, you get into some pretty good stuff. I didn't. Let's see. Do you put waterproofing spray or liquid on your tent? I haven't done that yet. PA Cowboy 300. I'm going to before this winter. I've got the treatment from Cabela's to put on the tent because it's starting to get a little sun oxidation. So. And then to SBF, the reason why I spend my winters in the tent is it's fun. It's like being to me, it's like being a grown-up Boy Scout. I get to work with the stove all the time, get a big old area to hang out in, and it's a lot more comfortable in the wintertime than being in here, because in here you can't stand up in the wintertime. So if it's snowing like crazy outside, I don't want to just sit down all day because that kind of jack up your back after a while. So, let's see here. What did your family think of you living in a small Tacoma? I just turned 22 today. I'm being told. House and kids, and only take it. Yeah, cold. That, so this is a good question to cover here, because the thing about it is like everybody will try and instill their fears on you when you're thinking about hitting the road. So what I would say is, don't listen to those people and follow your heart, because you can live out here and you can still take care of all those things. You can like make money and lead a productive life and be a contributing member to society. You just don't have the tether of a physical address. So, I mean, my parents and my family were kind of like, "Are you crazy for doing that?" But I was like, "No, this is what I want to do." And now they're comfortable with it. So, all right, let's see what else have we got here. Let me see. How to hunt? Yeah, Steve is no joke. Steve is a joke, not for me. Yeah, that's fine. Fish and chips. That you don't have to listen. You don't have to follow him. So I don't care. Let's see. Happy birthday, Kolke. It's cool, man. Yeah, Kolke, happy birthday, by the way. I forgot to mention that. So, oh yeah, Mitch. Buckethead is the best musician on the planet. He is by far my favorite musician, and he plays jazz. He plays like classical, like classical guitar, all these different things. And so you can really find a bunch of good music from Buckethead. I downloaded the whole Pikes volume, the Pikes collection, and that thing was amazing. So I'm really, really pleased with it. All right, let's see what else have we got. Never heard of Buckethead. Okay, cool. Okay, I've got an apartment and I'm happier. Okay, is it still snowing in Colorado? No, the snow subsided in Colorado. It melted pretty quick. So a couple of days after we set up and got everything squared away with when I was camping with Bear and Elsa, after that, like by the weekend, it had already dried out. So yeah, 285, William, you're totally right. 285 is nuts, and Trout Creek Pass coming into Buena Vista is a freaking death trap. So don't ever, I would say avoid 285. It's just a nightmare. Go I-70 to 91 and then come down from there. So, Tamayo, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the $50. I appreciate that. So yeah, I see character riding a firework. Cool. Yeah, oh gosh, what was I just saying? Sorry, I was sitting there talking. I was talking about 285 and Trout Creek Pass. It's crazy. On Thursday and Friday afternoon, you can sit there in Johnson Village and look up Trout Creek Pass and see the snake of cars that have been backed up all the way to the stoplight there, that turn either going to Buena Vista or Salida. And so I really just think like this area of the country for me is just kind of out of the question in the future, because there's just too many people. It's just not what I want. So Red Mountain Pass was scary for me. Yeah, Red Mountain Pass is not. Red Mountain Pass is really bad too in the snow. So, all of these passes are bad in the snow. To the butterfly in the sky, I have not seen any UFOs. I look every night. I see tons of shooting stars. And I see satellites too, which is cool because you can see satellites in really dark sky areas. But I haven't seen the UFOs. But I'm looking, so we'll see. To Cole K, no, I don't sleep in the cities because I can't really set up my truck to where it's stealth. And so if I set up my truck to sleep, people know I'm in here. So Craig is a good one to. My buddy that I do the podcast with, he stealth camped in Wrigleyville during the College World Series and went to 2 of the games. And then he's also stealth camped in Times Square in New York City. And he does it all in his truck, and he's never been busted. So Under Siege, yeah, Littleton, Colorado is good, but it's unfortunate that everything is crowded. I moved here in 1998, and there was no one here, which was great. But over the past 2 decades, it's just got kind of crazy. So, hello from the Philippines. Hello back at you. Thanks for joining. So, yeah, I'd say Cole K, just be low profile. Definitely keep your vehicle clean, keep it organized. People appreciate that. If they ask you what you're doing, just say, hey, I'm a professional photographer and I travel the country. Just have an excuse for that. Also, too, get some U.S. Forest Service shirts. You can get them on Amazon for like $20. Those help you when you're on public land because even if you're solo, people will give you respect that you don't normally would get. So get a U.S. Forest Service shirt. I have a bunch of them that I've earned from my days of volunteering. They're around here somewhere. I think I got one back here. So as long as you have a logo like this on your shirt and it says trail adopter or volunteer or anything like that, I would say that that's going to really help you out because people just won't mess with you. Like I've had people that I know are problems in the backcountry that I know will be issues that I've seen around a bunch around town, and they're like kind of labeled as bad people. But I'll see them out there and they're like, yes sir, thank you sir, thank you for what you do. And I'm like, all right, cool. This is my protection being solo. Like me and Sierra, there's not much of us here, so like people could roll up on us and do whatever they want. So I think that wearing that Forest Service shirt is good. To Mitch, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you following along for the past few months, and I'm glad that you enjoy the videos. That's why I like putting this stuff out here. I want to try to encourage people to follow their brand of happiness, and do what they want to do and lead an unconventional lifestyle. Because I can tell you, like my life has been awesome since I've been out here, and even with the health issues that I've had with the celiacs that came up, if that takes me out, I'm really glad that I've done this for the last 5.5 years. Because if for some reason I have to get off the road because of health issues, I'm like, hey, I did it. Like I followed my dreams, and I'll never have like the what if. Like what if I tried that? And I never want to have regrets like that. And so I've just been really thankful that I've been able to go for this long. And if it ends early, it ends early. But I'm gonna keep going as long as I can. So Slick City Ditchers, what's up, Chad? How you doing? Can't wait to come see you, man. I'll be out there latter part of October. So then maybe we can go hit up some areas to camp too if you wanna get away from the ranch for a bit. So Jacqueline, I'm not feeling the best right now. I had another issue with some wheat that got into my system, and it just it knocked me down really bad because for like the last week my stomach has just been wrecked, and I just don't feel well, and kind of back to where, unfortunately, when you have this, like you don't process food the best, like the absorption doesn't get the best, and I was getting that worked back up to where it was going okay, and then I had something that I ate that knocked me back down, and then for last week it's just I feel like I'm eating a ton, but it's just I'm not absorbing it. So it's kind of frustrating, but I'll just I'll keep it going. So let's see. You only go through life once. Yeah, Kevin, is that I don't want to have it to where I have like a man, I kind of wish I would have done that, or I just played it safe or whatever. It's like I'm a risk taker. I always have been. And when I was thinking about hitting the road, I thought, I can always go back to the corporate world. Like this isn't a long-term, like indefinite thing. I can always go back, and I've got the skills to work in the corporate world. But the thing is I just don't like that environment. Like it makes me frustrated. I get angry. I get aggressive towards other people. And the reason why is because I don't like the compare and compete mindset, and that's just what, unfortunately, I was exposed to the entire time that I was in the corporate world. And so I've just found that out here. It just makes me a better person by being more chill and not being stressed out about all that stuff. And so, the corporate world it's just not for me. So it's due to a lack of burritos. So Yeah, I just oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Teresa Mason. I just want to share this for everybody. That, like, even if you got problems like health problems, stuff like that, like you can still live life on your terms, you know. And I just think it's important to remember that, especially during these times. I mean, you know, there's a lot of reasons for people to be fearful right now, but you can't let it dictate your life. And that's one thing that I've tried to be mindful of during this time is to not be critical of anybody who's going through anything, because you don't know what people are going through. Like no one's known for the last 2 years that I've been dealing with digestive issues, except for my friends that have seen me like slowly lose a bunch of weight, and then recently I'd lost all that weight. But like I've been dealing with this since 2018, and so I haven't told anybody about it, you know. And I get comments from people like, "Oh, you're not hiking enough. You need to go out there and do this." But it's like, you know, they don't know what I'm going through, and I didn't put it out there, so it's not like they would. It's not like they would be aware of it. But you can do this no matter what. I mean, you can hit the road. The technology now for doing stuff is amazing. So, you know, having the unlimited internet for my internet connectivity. Let me plug this back in real quick because it's starting to fade. Having the unlimited internet here. This is a router that uses a SIM card from Central America, the AT&T network. SIM cards from Central America that are unlimited data work in North America, and so that's what I use. And let me go back here. I want to say, so to Dan Skeesby's, yeah, I use probiotics. I use this one right here. This is the best one that I found. It's from, well, you can't see it. It's called Balance One. Whoops. It's called Balance One Probiotics, and it's designed to where it's up to 15% more effective at surviving stomach acid. And I can tell with these, like I'll take one of these, 30 minutes later my stomach feels really nice. It feels like ice cream in my stomach or something. So it's really good. Let's see here. I want to get caught up on stuff real quick. Thanks for sharing your evening. Thank you. I appreciate that, Siegel. Thank you very much. Let's see. Do I take probiotics? Let's see, we got that one covered. Any outdoor YouTube channels you enjoy watching? Yeah. So I really like, I like Foresty Forest. I like The Outsider. I like Joe Robinet. I like Down to Mob. Coleman Road Journal. Craig, you gotta get posted again. Kevin's gonna get going with his wilderness safety, so I like that one too. And then let's see. Well, who else do I follow? I actually have been getting into a lot of boxing stuff lately, like old school boxing, like Marvelous Marvin Hagler and Tommy the Hitman Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard and all those old school fights. Like I love that stuff. And so I've been really dialing into those lately. But when winter comes, like The Outsider, I think has one of the best winter channels ever. The snowmobile adventures that he does up in Canada are amazing. So I'm excited for that. And then Joe Robinet just puts up those amazing winter camping videos too. And there's a few other people that I've subscribed to recently. I just can't remember the names of them, but we'll talk about that next time, and we'll go with there. So all right, let's see what else have we got here. I need to get caught up. Do you drink or smoke at all? I smoke pot, but I don't really drink alcohol because it messes with my stomach. I mean, I guess you can do like whiskey because it's gluten free, but it's just not worth it. I mean, I feel like crap. I'd just be up all, like if I drink, I'm up all night, you know. So I just don't want it. So John, so you're from Overland Park, so up in Kansas City. So I grew up outside of Wichita, and then I went to school at Kansas State, and we used to go up to Kansas City all the time to the Kemper Arena back when that was still standing, and go to the Great American Smokeout and go to that barbecue contest when we were in college. We're like, dude, that's the only place you can go and pay like $10 for entry. You get free beer the entire time you're there and about 40 pounds of meat. So we'd go there every year and do the country line dance, and that was a blast. But I love Kansas City, and I am stoked that Mahomes is with us. And we are going to we're going to beat Baltimore tomorrow night. So, all right, let's see what else have we got here. It's hard to get over the comforts of home. Mitch says it's not too hard to get over the comforts of home because it's like you're doing different stuff out here, so you don't really think about like the couch or the chill areas. For me, back before my stomach really started bothering me, I'd spend every waking moment outside just hiking around and fly fishing and all that stuff. And I've kind of had to dial that back just a little bit lately just because my stomach has been feeling so bad. But luckily, going forward, I'll get this corrected and we'll get back to jamming. And the way I look at like a really comfy couch or something like that is when I am not feeling well. So lately I've wanted to just chill on a couch and not do anything, but it's all good. Okay, so William, so what do I do for healthcare? Now, this is a great question. So I use the Christian Health Ministries for this. And you don't have to be a Christian or go to or belong to a particular church or anything to belong to this. But what it is like a co-sharing payment deal. And I need to call them and update them actually on my new payment stuff. But it's $150 a month for the plan that I'm on. And then basically what it is you pay out of pocket for any medical expenses, and then you submit your receipts and they reimburse you. And when I had my knee surgery, they reimbursed us in like 3 weeks for in full and through like 3 weeks. And so with this, what you do is you just pay. I pay in cash, so you gotta have like a little nest egg saved up. You pay in cash, and then you can negotiate all your rates, and you can get stuff down to like, I mean, literally like 25% of what it normally costs. You say, hey, I'm paying with cash, so they'll go, cool, here's the rate, and it's like it's way less. So, all right, let's see here. What else have we got? Patricia Gutierrez. Oh, so okay, so you were the one that asked about that on the comments, or I think I saw it come across. I haven't had a chance to comment back. So that's actually a really nice roast. What I do is I'll get just like a 4-pound roast. You take one of those peppercini bottles that's like a mild or medium heat. That's what I use, the medium heat. Take the 16-ounce one, dump it all in there. But if you can get 24-ounce, that's even better. Take 1 cup of water and dump it in there as well. And then take Italian dressing, like the powder stuff, and just kind of drizzle it over the top of everything. And then put 2 beef bouillon cubes on there, and you're good to go. So just do that, and you want to have it on pressure for an hour, and then go from there. So let's see here. Are you serious, Techstar? You're a dork, loser. All right. Sitting there blaming me every time your wife gets mad. I'm a bad influence. That's funny. All right, let's see here. What else we got? Okay, really appreciate you sharing your adventures through the world. Cool. Thanks, TP Seeker. Oh, sure, Fat Cat Monet. So Sierra's got a ton of blood in her urine, and so I talked to the vet, and they were telling me, they're like, yeah, it's probably an infection in one of her, like kidneys or something. And they don't know, and so they're like, just bring her in tomorrow and we'll get it figured out. So we're gonna do that. We'll be good to go. And let's see here. My daughter's symptoms, she was allergies. She was, oh my gosh, that's too bad. It was allergies to avocados. That would be horrible. So Josh White, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, the vet bills is fortunately with the vet bills, the truck upgrades, and then the emergency upgrades, emergency room upgrade, or emergency group room bills. It's a lot of money going out at the moment, like a lot. So I'll get past it, but it's just frustrating. So I'm saying yes to more sponsors. So anyway, let's see what else we got here. Hey man, let me channel. I'm headed towards Silverton. Oh, right on. Yeah, no, it's you're good over at Silverton. It's not bad over there. Life Force Vegan Kitchen. So if you want to message me, I've got some good camp spots over there. So there's a way you can message me through my website on the contact page, or you can just message me directly at Brian. It's Brian at ColoradoBackcountryAdventures.com. So, to Cody, where do I plan staying in New Mexico? I like Chaco Canyon a bunch, and then also I like to go down to Jimenez Springs, Ojo Caliente, and then over to Taos to hit those hot springs over on the Rio Grande. So I kind of go, I'll enter like either the western side and go through like Chaco Canyon, and then go back up through Jimenez Springs and Ojo, then to Taos, and then back up to southern Colorado, or go in the Taos route and then go over and end up in the Four Corners. So that's kind of a cool area. All right, let's see who else. Super stickers, Angelina. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Angela. Let's go a little parasite there. Heard of a one wheel? Yeah, SBF does those one wheels. My friend from a Full Alaskan Send Overland. Oh, that's another channel you guys got to watch. Full Alaska Send Overland is going to have tons of winter camping friends from Alaska in his truck topper that he built, his camper that he built by himself. So it's definitely check him out. He's got some good stuff coming on. So he'll be good. And then let's see with Caleb. And then SBF about the one wheel. Timmy always goes out on that one wheel and does adventures on him. I'm meeting up with Don Mob again in the latter part of October. He's coming. You see Sierra's hand over here. She's sleeping and her hand just went up on me. So I'm going to get together with Don Mob, and then also another guy, Frank Riviera, who I've not met yet, but I think he's got a Sprinter van. And then maybe a few other people in the latter part of October. We're all going to get together out here. So, I like fun. K-State whooped OU. I know. I couldn't believe that, Josh. I was floored that we came back and won. That was crazy. So Ah, so Johnson, so Kemper is still there. That's cool. I've got to come back and go to the Great American Royale Barbecue. That is so much fun. So that's good, Jacqueline. I'm glad that things are going good on your Facebook page there. Cole, no, I don't have any children and I don't have a wife, and just yeah, it's one of those things I've never thought about it. Like I've never thought like, oh, I need to settle down and I need to have a wife or I need to have kids. Like I'm totally down to have a wife. I don't know if I'd enter into a marriage contract though, like legitimate. I'd just rather just have like a partner because I don't know. It's just not for me. I love kids. Like my nephews and nieces are awesome, but I just don't want any of my own. And the reason why is because I'm pretty selfish with my own time. And I know that enough about myself to think that if I were to bring kids in this world and if they were inhibiting me for doing what I want to do, I might be spiteful for that. And I would hate to feel that way. I might not, but I just don't want to have that potentially be the case. And so I just realized for myself, um, it's better just to not have kids. But I love kids, and I mean, ask my friends that I camp with that have kids. I'm always like playing with them, and like whenever they want to do stuff, I'm like the fun uncle that doesn't have any restrictions on life, I guess. So let's see. Yeah, Alan, I believe that OU is, their offense is good, but their defense collapses. Like ever since that new coach took over, their defense, at least one game a year, their defense is suspect. In the last 2 years, their defense has been suspect against Kansas State. So, to D. Deeringer, thank you very much for the super chat there. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. That'll definitely help for Sierra. So, so Alexandria, yeah, you don't have kids at 53. I think it's just a lifestyle choice. I think that some people are perfect for kids. I mean, heck, I've got friends that are the best dads and moms on the planet. And then you see other people that maybe you think that maybe that wasn't the right fit for them. And so, I think for me, I just think that having kids, just in my scenario, obviously right now, it's not even remotely a good scenario for me to be in. But I just think also too, I'm too old. I'm 45 now. I'll be 46 in April. And just energy levels and all that stuff. Like I don't want to be 70 and having kids going away to college. You know what I mean? So it's just something that's a personal choice. But I love my nephews. I love my nieces. I mean, I love kids. I just don't want any of my own. So that's just the way it is. All right, let's see what else. What else have we got? So it's for those who are asking about the medical stuff. It's Christian Health Ministries. Just Google that, and you'll. Why is my M not working? Well, for some reason my M isn't working. Oh, there it is. Ministries. So just Google that, and you'll see what comes up. So, let's see. So Joe, when am I coming back to Tennessee? It's cool. You live below Franklin. Yeah, my brother's killing it out there in Franklin. He's got a tract of land that if he gets in Leapers Fork, that's his retirement community. That was his retirement project if he gets that. So he's bidding on like 100 acres down there right now. But yeah, if I come down there, Joe, let's definitely meet up. I don't know when I'll be going down there next because I was planning on I was going to go like this fall, but I can't go this fall. I've got way too much stuff to do here. And so I've got to, maybe next year I can go down there, but I'd like to go in the fall because I want to go over to the to the Smoky Mountains and hit up the Appalachian, like just that whole area. I've never been there. And I want to see the leaves changing colors and all that stuff. So that'd be cool. So slim suits. Yeah, it's just, I think it's just a lifestyle choice for people, but I love kids. I mean, it's amazing. And yeah, Leapers Fork is expensive. My brother, I can't tell you who his clients are, but he has like the richest clients in Tennessee as his clients. And he doesn't accept any more clients because these clients really keep him busy. I mean, he's got projects for like the next 2 years. And so he's really, really done well down there. He started out building custom horse barns and just caught on with the music industry, and now all of his clients are like the top tier from that industry. But it's crazy. He signed a confidentiality agreement with all of them, and he can't say who it is. He can't tell people who they are. If he does, then he has to pay $1 million penalty fee. So P.S. Kids and dogs love you every day. Yeah, I know. Sierra's the best. She's just really cool. So cool. Okay. Okay. Let's see. You're really. Let me put this out there. I want to talk about this. Other than a cap, have you thought about Yeah, I actually have thought about a different living ideas for the bed. I'm gonna do the AT Overland Summit. So the nice thing about that is it's like literally the same weight as my topper that I have now, but it has a whole extension over the front with a big bed, and the whole thing pops up like a sliding camper. But it's not 1,000 pounds; it's only 300. And so I'm gonna get that. That's a good one. I've thought of my own style of camper to where it would essentially be two boxes sitting on each other in the back, and a bed platform up front over the cab. You'd have it like this. The two boxes would open up like this and lock into place, and you'd have the roof come up right here, and then you have like a whole living room area in the bed of the truck, and then the bed up top could be where you could sleep. I thought about that just to get more room back here, because these Tacomas, I mean, they're small, and so you will have to get comfortable operating in a small space, and that's the hardest thing to learn. I think how many times I've hit my head on stuff in here. I've been trying to, I'll hit my elbows on things. I mean, but after a while, you just learn. Like you just figure out how to operate. I can go to the bathroom in here, number two, if I want to, if the weather's real bad outside, no problems, because I've got like the waste bags and everything that I can use in here. And so you get to a point to where you figure out how to operate in these small spaces. Now, if you're going to do it in Tacoma, I would definitely recommend a high-rise topper. My topper is just the normal height, and I just wish I would have got the high-rise topper. Just like 6 inches more of headroom is worth it. So, anyway, those are my thoughts on that. So let's go to the next question here. Let's see, your dog. Yes, dogs are best kids. Yeah, Sierra's been a good one there. Yeah, I agree, Angelina. It's too humid down in Tennessee. At least for me, I can't do it. Yeah, Kevin, I'm looking forward to check out your rig, dude. That'll be awesome. Oh, well, thank you. I really appreciate that, Life Force Vegan Kitchen, and I'll check out your channel too, because I'm learning how to cook different stuff, and the vegan stuff really agrees with my stomach well. So I'll do like these. In the morning, I'll do like either like a gluten-free, coconut milk-based yogurt. And that's really good. It's from So Delicious. It's like the best yogurt I've ever had. And that'll have like a vanilla flavor to it. And then I'll use that along with blueberries, and then like a gluten-free cereal or something like that, or like eggs or whatever. And then the things that I like at night is there are these coconut flour tortillas I can get. I just load that up with veggies, and that just makes my stomach feel good. And so, I do need meat still, because I've got to have that protein. And I tried to go just like 100% vegan. It didn't work. I was too hungry. But a lot of the vegan food does really agree with me well, and I'm glad to have found that. So I'll check out your channel and maybe get some good ideas on what to cook. So let's see here. Swing out first, my Tundra. Yeah, for dog poke, you were asking about the bumper and the swing out. I mean, the front bumper is great, and the front bumper provides protection against, like, hitting elk or deer or moose on the highway, especially during like rutting season and all that stuff, because we're getting close to that. The deer and the elk go nuts, and they just walk out in the middle of the road. They charge out in the middle of the road right in the middle of the night. You'll be driving along. So the nice thing about a front bumper is that it helps you, it helps take the impact of that and not totally crash your vehicle. As far as functionality is concerned, I mean, the rear bumper it just gives you so much different flexibility of like carrying items and different workspace. So it's tough to say. It really depends on what your priorities are. But I would say the front bumper is great for that front protection for any animals of hitting them, and also too from hitting other cars, if a car comes over. But then also the rear bumper is great for functionality. So it's kind of a toss-up. The front bumper is cheaper, I'll tell you that much. So let's see, what else have we got here? Oh man, Gatlinburg, Michael. I wish I was there. I heard that's such a cool town. I've never been to Gatlinburg, but I'm down. So. Yeah, Diane, that's what I've done. I've cut out grains. I've cut out most sugar. I get like sugar from like blueberries and stuff like that. And then I also cut out dairy, and that's helped out a ton. So I'm really pleased with all those changes, but I'll just have to continue to keep on working. So Spain on a fork is a good channel. Okay, cool. I'm gonna make a screenshot of that, so that way I can check that out when I'm done here. And any other channels that are good for cooking and for either gluten-free or vegan, like that works well for my stomach right now. So And Techstar, yeah, I actually did get tested. I did the blood test. So AT toppers are like 8 grand. Yeah, those they're actually more. They're the one that I want, Cole, is really expensive. With all the upgrades on it, it's going to be 17. So Butterfly in the Sky, I've got 316,000 miles on my truck right now, and the engine was replaced at about 289 because the '05 Topper or the '05 Tacoma is known for having a bad head gasket. So to Noah Kashmir, I went with the ARE. Just normal topper that has the reinforced areas on the side so I can carry more weight on my rooftop. So I can't remember if it was like the MX or which brand it was from ARE, but man, those ARE toppers are expensive. Like brand new, those toppers are like $2,000. So if you can find them used on Craigslist, that's the way to go. Yeah, I agree. Dairy is bad for us, and it's just not good. So you think your brother's is my twin? That's funny. Thanks, Brad. I tell you, you have a good night too, buddy. So let's see. No egg, Craig, vegan channel. Cool. I want to do that one too. Okay. But no two exterior will be. Let's see. You're tired, Ray. Yeah, I'm really tired. I haven't been sleeping all. Like last night, I got up at 11 p.m. and I've been up since. So I'm tired. It's just this week has been bad. So crazy. So anyway, let's see. Not not a pop up. No. So no Cashmere. Um. Let's see. Not a pop up. I don't know what it is that you're asking about. Let me go back. Oh yeah. Well, it is. It is a pop up. It's like it's the AT Overland Summit. So or Atlas. Overland Atlas. So that's what I'm doing. And to Urban Contola, yeah, I mean, like I'm not opposed to getting a bigger truck, but I don't want to get a bigger truck just to get a bigger truck because you have to go through and build it all again. And like on the Tacoma here, I was already thinking I've done like 17,000 in upgrades so far, and it's just a pain to get things built the way you want. And so I mean I'll eventually get another vehicle, but I'll always keep this one. Yeah, the Cool K. I've been thinking about building my own out of wood. I mean, you can do it. A full Alaskan send over. I don't know if you follow that channel, but if you don't, here's one you should check out because that he built his own camper out of wood, and he lives in it full time in the wintertime. So up in Alaska, which is crazy. And then the dog poke. Yeah, I checked out Go Fast campers, but the problem is they're not dust sealed, and so you just get a ton of crap on the interior. And I don't want that. Um, for the preventive maintenance, just changing fluids out, always making sure the spark plugs are good, making sure that I do an engine check all the time when I'm at camp, and so just staying on top of all the routine maintenance. I mean, that's key for being out here. If you don't stay on top of routine maintenance, your vehicle will definitely betray you. So it's not good. So anyway, let's see here. What else have we got? Jacqueline, no, I usually wake up when the sun comes up. I'm just kind of an early riser, so I'll get up and I'll get usually get up around 5:30 and then wait for the sun to come up. Sierra usually sleeps in a little bit. I'll cook breakfast, but as soon as breakfast is done, she miraculously always wakes up and is always ready to go. So I think that's kind of like her opportune timing for that. But yeah, it's cool. So um, watching Edward Shannon to the one chip challenge. Oh, that's cool. TP. I'll have to check that out. I'm not seeing it. Let's see what else. Air filter is a must. Yeah, definitely. The air filter is huge, especially on the Tacoma. Um, I think diesel's great, William. I mean, heck, if you can get diesel rigged, then you can get a diesel heater too for for any sort of topper. So that's great. It's just the smell of diesel. Some people don't like that. That's all. Um, yeah, Sierra does have me well trained, dude. She's like, I didn't know it, but she's actually groomed me to live out here. So I'm doing everything according to her standards out here. So we're good. So anyway, Saving Souls, thank you for checking out the videos. I love that. Yeah, mother's milk is way different than store-bought milk, that's for sure. I got some good milk that day. The almond milk, it was vanilla flavored. That is good stuff. Yeah, Techstar, his full his build is amazing. I think he said his weight was like 1,700 with that or something, that's a lot, but you know it works for him, and he's got that huge truck. I mean, F350 can do. I mean, I can carry so much. So, do I have any goals I want to accomplish? Yeah, I'd like to buy a ranch this winter. So I'm gonna really jam it with content all winter long. do as many live streams as possible from the big tent and try to give people a window into what it's like to winter camp, because those winter camping videos perform really well, and I make the majority of my money during the year during the winter time with those winter videos, because the summer videos are good, but they just don't pay much. And so I do the summer videos just because I love sharing this stuff, not because they pay a lot. But the winter pays a ton. And so if I can live real cheap this winter and not spend a bunch of money and really ramp up my content creation and try to hit up some more sponsors, then I think I'll be able to save up enough to get a ranch. And then my other goal is I mean, even though I want to get a ranch, I want to have a place that I can like store gear, but I want to keep just being mobile, and I'd like to continue doing this until I'm 70. And then the goal after that would be, I'd have a ranch totally dialed in by the time I was 70, and then just go kick it there for the rest of my life. So let's see, where's the hat from? Oh, okay. So this hat, Anthony. So this hat is from Catherine Holmes. And Catherine Holmes has the best hats on the planet. So let me pull up this website. I'm going to put the link up in let's see, is it Catherine with Catherine Holmes, not Catherine Hose. Here it is, Catherine Holmes. Here's the hats from her page. She has like about 40 hats on here, and they are awesome. So check this out. And she's got incredible designs on there. I want to get a bunch more hats, so I'm gonna get another one of these, and then I'm gonna get I want to get the trout one, and there's some other good ones I want to get. So let's see here. I think I may have. Let's see. Oh, William, thank you. I like the winter camping videos too, and that wood stove. It's just that wood stove I have is so good. So let's see. Now Techstar. Actually a good thing to bring up. So a lot of people want to put stickers all over the vehicle and stuff like that. And there was a time where I was hanging out in BV, and I know one of the local cops there, and he's really cool. And we were just chatting, and I was like, I said something about, if somebody ever stole my truck, I'd be really disappointed. He goes, oh, that's no problem. We know exactly who you are every time we see your truck. And I'm thinking, well, I don't want people to identify me like that. He's like, oh yeah, it's all the stickers. We always see the stickers. We know it's you. And I'm like, cool. Next day I went and took them all off. I was like, I don't want that shit on my truck anymore. So, anyway, let's see here. I think you're talking about your health and the way you change your diet. Oh, thanks, Life Force Vegan. I'm glad that I communicated that. I'm new to this, like new to figuring out how to deal with this eating, this new eating plan that I'm on. I don't look at it as like, I don't want to say like that's my new normal, because that's used so much these days, but it is a new way of life for me. But it's interesting because it's like I could tell immediately when I made those changes. It's like all the inflammation around my waist went down, because I think my stomach was just bloated, and same with my intestine and everything. And I just started feeling better. I'm like, okay, there's a light at the end of the tunnel here, because I was getting pretty discouraged. I was thinking, I'm gonna have to get off the road. This isn't working. I'm too tired and all that stuff. But making those small changes, well, they're not small changes, they're big changes. But I noticed the improvement almost immediately. So let's see here. Let's see here. Let me go back here. Let's see. So much respect to you, sir. Thanks, Chad. I appreciate that. Angelina, wait for the meetup where people could pay. Well, I wouldn't do it if people paid. I just do a meetup where anybody could come. So I want to plan those next year. I want to get feeling better first, though, because I don't know what my days are going to be like, and so I don't make a lot of plans. Because I don't know how I'm going to feel, to be honest. And so like, there's times where people are like, oh yeah, let's get together in a camp. And I kind of, if I'm not feeling good, I'm like, hey, I got stuff to do or something, and it kind of sucks because it puts a damper on the social life. But, I don't want to wake up one morning and just feel like absolute dog shit and then be, camping with a bunch of people and be in a grumpy mood. So it's kind of happening. So it's I'll gain weight back, which is good. So it's just a slow process. So let's see here, figure out. Let's see. Can always put your sponsor stickers. Yeah, I don't know though. The sponsors are. I don't want to. I get different sponsors each month, and so they're not the same ones. And so I ended up putting like a ton of stickers on there. And yeah, Ray, those are cool hats. She's got other cool stuff too. So just check out all the stuff on Catherine's website. She keeps on adding more stuff too. When I found her last year, she only had like I don't know, like maybe a dozen hats, and now she's got like over 40, I think. So she keeps kicking out all these new designs all the time, and she's super cool. So if you follow her stuff on social media and everything, she's really seems like a really cool person. Oh yeah, and the Primal Outdoors channel, I like that one too. That's a really good one. Primal Outdoors is awesome. So let's see here. Let's see, food is your fuel. Yeah, that's what Under Siege like every time I go to the grocery store now, I'll go to the grocery store about twice a week, and each time it's about $100. So I'll spend about $200 a week on food, but it's because it's the food that I need to make my system work properly, and it just costs a little more. But it's okay because I found like really good pancakes that taste great that are gluten free, really good gluten free, sugar free. Some stuff that I like the yogurt, that's dairy free, all that stuff. So it's cool. It's just expensive, but it's worth it. No, Chad, Sierra's not having any more seizures, so she's good. So, and then yeah, stickers advertise. Josh, you're definitely right. Stickers advertise what you're carrying in your vehicle, and that's another thing too. Is like I don't want to put up anything about having fridges in there or having expensive electronics or anything like that. So, my thought on top tents. I mean, I think rooftop tents are good. There's definitely a place for them. The only thing is in the they can be windy and then you're up top. So sometimes if you have like a dog or something like that and you can't get your dog up there, then it's your dog has to sleep in like your cab or your bed and you're on top. But it's nice to be up off the ground, that's for sure. So Techstar, thanks. I hope my stomach issues improve too. It's just hard because it's like you spend a lot of energy out here just living the truck camping life anyway, and then to not have any energy because I can't absorb food, it just wears you out. And so there's been a lot of times where I'll be dialing up these live streams and stuff like that, and I'm like, man, I hope I can just get through it. And then after I'm done, I'm just spent. So all right, so let's see. To Brooke Serrano. So let's talk about this real quick. I'll put this up here. So for the newly married couple soon to be living in an old vintage camper, you want to start out in campgrounds and eventually working to be an off-grid. That's a really great plan because you'll meet other people at those campgrounds that'll give you great ideas as far as how to live in a camper. And then those vintage campers are awesome. Those are a great conversation piece. So you'll have people come over and talk to you. And if you tell people, I just ask people straight out of the gate, I'm like, hey, are you full-timing out here? And the people that are, of course, oh, instantly start talking about stuff. And we'll talk about, we'll talk for hours about different things. And they'll look at my setup. I'll look at their setup. We'll talk about different energy things. So I think like the first thing to do, like what you're saying, starting out a campground, that's the best way to start. And then eventually work to being off grid. So you could go to campgrounds, and then usually near campgrounds, there's other places like you can disperse camp to where you don't have to pay for those campgrounds nearby. So if you just look on like Google Maps and just kind of zoom out a little bit, you'll see the areas around there that you can see where people camp and where the roads are and stuff like that. And then you just go over there and try it out, go for a couple of days, and then come back to the campground area. And you'll figure it out. So you'll find eventually that when I first hit the road, I didn't mind being in campgrounds and all that stuff and being around people. And then after a while, you get to these solitude areas where you have it on your own, and you just think like, man, I just want to be. I kind of want to be by myself out here. Like you and your husband, out there with your dog, just kind of hanging out. And that's you'll migrate to that. You'll slowly make the transition away from like doing the campgrounds, and then eventually you'll just be off grid 100%, and it's awesome. And so just make sure that if you're doing like wintertime in a vintage camper, and if you're like in Colorado or any cold weather areas, I would recommend to not use propane as your number one heat source, because the byproduct of propane is moisture, and you'll just have the entire interior of your camper trailer will just be covered, and then you can get mold and stuff like that in the interior, and you don't want that. So if you do winter camping in that, just get a wood stove, and you can punch a hole in the roof or in the side and have like a stove jet that comes out, and then plug that in the summertime like Elsa and Baron do with their Scamp, and be good to go. So that's the advice that I would give. I would say, as far as the most important item to pick up first, I would say get all of your power stuff dialed in. Like at least try to estimate what you're going to be using when you're out there, and then I would say double that, and that's what you want for your battery bank, because you're going to have days where there's no sun and you won't be able to harvest anything from solar. You may have rain during monsoon season. It'll rain for like 2 weeks, and so you've got to think about that. So just make sure that you've got more than you need for like harvesting energy and harvesting and using that energy that you've harvested in a battery bank, because you need that storage just in case if something comes up. So that's just some advice. Okay, let's see what else have we got here. Um, yeah, William, I'm not a fan of the rooftop tent either, but I think they have a purpose. I just don't want to use them. So just checked out Catherine Adams. Yeah, Harlow, those are really awesome hats, and everything else she has on there is great. I mean, that's super talented. That artwork is amazing. So pretty cool. Let's see what else have we got here. Had to pick another vehicle older than Toyota. So Cole, I would go with the International Scout too, just because I think those trucks are incredibly badass. The U joints on them aren't the most reliable, but that's okay. I'd still go with that, or I'd go with like a really old school, like vintage VW bus, because those are pretty badass. Let's see. What's my favorite football team? For the NFL, it's Kansas City Chiefs. For NCAA, it's Kansas State Wildcats. Let's see. There are some really nice campsites in Pilar, New Mexico. Oh, cool. I'll have to check that out. Any thoughts on it? Any advice for a lift kit for 2008 Tundra? You know what? I don't know the lift kits for the Tundras. I would say there's my buddy Tyler, who has, I think his is the '07 Tundra. I don't know what lift he has on his, but it's amazing. I think he's got Radflow front shocks, but I don't know what the lift is. I'll have to check with him and see. So I'll have to get back to you on that. So I'm doing good to this. I'm doing good out here. So everything's going good. It's on the up and up. Just had an issue last week where something was in my food was gluten, and it kind of knocked me down a little bit. But I'm getting back, so it's cool. All right, let's see what else have we got here. The stay away from the timeshare ones. Oh yeah, that's a good call there for TPC. This is great advice. Some of the campgrounds have turned into timeshares, and it'll be like a madhouse. So don't go to those. Just ask them if it's a fully legit campground and if there's no long-term campers in there. So let's see. Ah, that's cool. 76 flat lee liner, a fan lee liner. That's great. That'll be awesome. Let's see what else do I do. You ever feel unsafe in remote areas? No, I don't really feel unsafe in remote areas. The only time I feel unsafe is if weird people come around, because they like in those remote areas, you may get some weird people. I had one guy come by camp one time. He was by himself and looked really haggard. I think that he was on meth. Was talking all funny and stuff, and I just told him, I was like, hey man, you gotta start taking better care of yourself. So but typically I'm okay. I mean, I'm fortunate being a guy. I don't have to be as mindful of the threats that are out here, because solo female travelers definitely have more to think about than I do. But I always have bear spray with me. I've always got this in my pocket, and so anybody that comes to me, I may easily pop it out. So let's see here. Let's see. To Edwin Kors, I don't have the dual battery. Instead, I have a lithium-ion battery in the back. I'll probably get a dual battery just in case. I think it's a good idea to have that underneath the hood. The problem is I'm running out of space, because with like the manifold mount and the dual air compressor, and now with the snorkel with the interior hose that I had to add for that, I'm running out of room on the inside of where I could put a secondary battery. So I may have to store it underneath like the bed back here. So we'll see. So let's see. Good to hear from you again. Got to go. All right, Vaughn. Have a good one, man. It's good. Thanks for tuning in. So let's see. And then Life Force. Yeah, I have tried kombucha. It's really good, and it just feels so nice. So I got to pick some more up because I'm out right now, but it's really good stuff. And then William. Yeah, those International Scouts are awesome, dude. I could not. If I had one of those, man, I'd just be taking pictures all the time, posting it nonstop. So yeah, rooftop tents to wit. It's just not. I'm not a fan of them, but I think they have a place. The reason why I don't like them is just because the areas I camp in typically they're typically pretty exposed, and I just get just blown around like crazy with the wind. So, let's see here. What else have we got? Just logged in. Hello. Hey, what's up, John Moore? Welcome. See, Harvest House is a good deal as well. I'll have to check that out. I'm not familiar. Thoughts on pulling in a small off-road trailer? Yeah, that's great. The only thing is you want to make sure that the trailer can go wherever your truck can go. because the last thing you want to do is drop a trailer somewhere and then go have an awesome experience and say like, oh, I want to camp in this area, but then have to run all the way back and get your trailer. So we have to figure that out. So let's see what else. Yeah, so we do tent wall solo, no good. Let's see. How often do you interact or see bears nearby? Okay, to Urban, this is actually a good question. So a lot of times the black bears are pretty skittish and they like to try to hide from you. But if you look on the ridges up above you, you'll see them walking across, and I always look down and check it out. So I had one day where 6 black bears came into camp in one day when I was over in Crested Butte. That was kind of crazy. But for the most part, I don't see that many bears. I see a lot of coyotes. I see coyotes pretty much every day. I see elk about once a week, and I see deer pretty much every day, and then pronghorn antelope pretty much every day. And so, though, I mean, I know since those animals are around, the bears are nearby, and the mountain lions are here too. But those animals are more stealth because they're predators, and so they kind of like to stay in the shadows and all that stuff. But the black bears, I did have a cinnamon black bear walk behind my truck the other day. I thought it was Sierra, and I heard some noise behind me, and I turned around, I'm like, what are you doing, Sierra? And there's this black bear this cinnamon black bear. I'm like, get out of here! It just runs off. And I mean, those bears are pretty skittish. Luckily we don't have any grizzlies around, so that's good. So seems like it's definitely feel better without sugar. Fat cat money. That's good. Irritable bowel syndrome. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. I heard that's really, really kind of tough to get a handle on. The Kraut has the probiotic too. Yeah, that does have good probiotics. So let's see. How's it going, bud? To Will, yeah, I'm doing good. Just hanging in there. Getting my gluten-free diet under control, and it's all good. So it's taken a while to get a handle on it, but it's going well. So, and then to Techstar, yeah, Sierra's very good at keeping the critters at bay. She's just a great alarm for anything. And also too, when I'm in the topper here at night, there's been times where like she'll raise up and I know there's something around because she can sense it. And so I'll turn on the lights, and then whatever is around, you can hear it kind of scurry off, and then usually it's good to go. So. But, all right, I'm going to log off because I'm getting tired. We've been doing this now for about an hour and 40 minutes. So to Ben Newhoff, I shower pretty much like every other day. So the brand of water filter I definitely recommend the MSR Guardian. That's what I use. Got a hand pump on it. It's expensive, but it's worth it. I can really go through the water pretty fast. Maru's doing good. He and Craig just reunited, and they're getting back on the road in his 18-wheeler, so that's pretty cool. So all right, everybody, just wanted to say thanks for tuning in. And to Cole K, do you need a lift to go far off-road? It helps. I'd say go with a little bit of a lift. You don't need to go crazy. You can get like a 2-inch lift and get it done and install it for like $1,000. So anyway, all right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. We'll do another live stream next week, and I'll get this software program figured out. And we'll invite some people into the live stream next week, and it'll be fun. All right, thanks. We'll see y'all later.